Okay, so today I want to talk about fire extinguishers. There are three types of fire extinguishers that you should know about. You don't have to use all three. You can use one. It's not necessary. But you have the water fire extinguisher. You have the dry chemical fire extinguisher. You have the carbon dioxide or CO2 fire extinguisher. Those are three types. But before I go into that, I want to talk about different types of fires. There's class A, B, C, and D. Class A fire extinguishers get rid of combustible materials like paper, wood, cardboard, and plastics and things of that nature. Those are like those small things that catch on fire. It's not like it's gonna burn the whole house down. I mean, maybe, but those are Class A is basically like the small things. But as we go up in classes, Class B, C, and D, they kind of get more drastic. Class B, Class D fires are flammable liquids like gasoline, kerosene, grease, and oil. The things that the slightest touch go like boom, basically. Like gasoline, I mean, you put a match there and it just blows up. That's basically what Class B is. Class C involves Class C involves electrical equipment such as like appliances, wiring, circuit breakers, and outlets. Okay. Class D involves combustible metals only, like magnesium, titanium, potassium, sodium, metals, strictly metals. So now I'm going to talk about those three types of fire extinguishers I discussed early in the video at the beginning. Water, dry chemical, and carbon dioxide or CO2. So very simple, straightforward. Water fire extinguishers are ideal again for fires like Class A, and we said Class A was like paper, wood, cardboard, and plastics. So you can use a water fire extinguisher for that because it's not a big deal. You don't need to use a big fancy one, and water usually gets rid of it fast. The water fire extinguisher. An advantage for that, it's a lot easier in directions to use, and it's a lot less complicated. I mean, you don't get affected by it if you get it on you because it's water. It's just tap water, so it's easier and it usually works. But then there's some types of fires that do not go out with those. So fire extinguishers aren't really the best, but I'd probably say they're the safest, if anything. Then we have dry chemical. Dry chemical is a Class D. It involves Class D fires, and Class D fires are metals. So you use dry chemical it's filled with foam or powder, so you can use that against the metals and it'll wipe it out. They interrupt the chemical reaction of the fire by coating the fuel with a thin layer of powder or foam, separating the fuel from the surrounding oxygen. That's the disadvantage, because you're not going to be able to breathe while you're next to it. So, but that's how it works. So I guess the point is getting rid of the fire. It also eliminates the metals, the flames from the metals that are on fire. So that's a good advantage because that's the only one that works against that. And let me pull up the last one. I guess I didn't have it. And then carbon dioxide or CO2 is Class C and sometimes Class B. And let's go back to Class B. Class B, it's sometimes Class B. Class B are flammable liquids like gasoline, kerosene, grease, and oil. It sometimes works, it doesn't always work, but it's mainly used for Class C fires. And Class C fires, like we said before, are electrical equipment such as appliances, wiring, circuit boards, and outlets, stuff like that. So electrical things, basically, that are on fire, you use carbon dioxide or CO2 fire extinguishers for that. The disadvantage of it is the pressure is so great, it's uncommon for bits of dry ice to shoot out, so you know, you could get hit with that. I mean it's just dry ice, but still. CO2 is heavier than oxygen, so these extinguishers work by displacing or taking away oxygen from the surrounding area. Again, that's a disadvantage because you're not going to be able to breathe much, especially carbon dioxide. It's not really good to breathe. So, but if you're going to get rid of fire, I mean, you got to do what you have to do. So, an advantage would be it's very cold inside, so it is going to cool the fuel or the flames or whatever is on fire. It's going to do its job. So that's the advantage of the carbon dioxide or CO2 fire extinguisher. And so that's pretty much it. It was straightforward and simple on the 3 types of fire extinguishers: water, dry chemical, and carbon dioxide. Thank you for watching, and be safe.